Thanks for staying with us. So we saw this very disturbing, I would say, comments. It says a Nigerian woman in a mom group gives shocking advice to a wife who asked what to do after her husband raped her daughter. So obviously, this woman had a daughter and got married to a man who became the stepfather to this child. So her daughter is a 15-year-old girl who her husband was raping. So it's a girl from a daughter from another marriage, obviously. Now, so well, the ladies and I will take a few tweets out we saw of women advising her on what to do. So a woman says here, okay, Chuku Precious says, send your daughter away and maintain your marriage. Forgive your husband. It is temptation for both of you. Thank God she's not pregnant. Send her away. She has her own life to live. She'll destroy your marriage because of her tomorrow. She will still marry and leave you. Please apply wisdom. That's the woman that's advising another woman.
Please,
yes.
I want to apologize because I want to take Desire Got the Light. It's very interesting. I'll read it as fast as I can. Say, Madam, you didn't mention that punishment you gave. Would you give it to your daughter? You only told us that your husband and I hate one-sided judgment. Secondly, now that you have moved out, who told you that your daughter will stop seeing your husband? Don't you think you made things easier for them? What if you later find out that your daughter is pregnant for your husband? Please send that sweet-bodied daughter of yours back to your mom or anywhere she was asked to stay. All these girls born out of wedlock like men too much. Don't say you weren't told, though. She has moved you out of marriage and one day marry your husband. Return to your husband. You can't train these kids alone. It's a future frustrating adventure you are taking today. Go back and make peace with your man. After all, now you carry big, fresh girl. Come give him for house to eat. And you come out face for him to eat belefu.
Okay. Etimbok Nana says, you people are misinterpreting this story. Madam, you want to leave your marriage without work, money, accommodation, and so on. Madam, your daughter is not supposed to be called a daughter. 15-year-old child is old enough to identify good and bad. Keeping quiet means she enjoyed the act. Haba. Note, I'm not supporting what your husband did. Take action by arresting your husband first. But I think your daughter is to be blamed more. Don't leave yet if you are not capable to provide for yourself and children.
God help us. Indijeka, Chuku Ruzi Davis says, as for me, forgive him. Since he has sincerely apologized, men sleeping with their stepdaughter is very common.
Oh.
That is why we need to avoid it earlier. Those saying that she will sleep with his own daughter, he can't do it. Now you said that you don't have anything doing. Think twice before you get more frustrated. Where are you taking those children to in these hard times?
Oh.
So this is a reflection of our
society,
a large group of people.
Women.
And
I'm speechless.
Speechless.
Like 99.9% of women.
And these are the gatekeepers of the society. This is the kind of advice somebody is getting on a Facebook group based on the question that her daughter
not
got.
one, not two,
yes,
not three.
Several comments.
Messages.
Now, so this thing, I don't even know.
Okay, so the advice, most of the advice mirror what we have discussed before. The advice was stemming from this woman doesn't have financial capacity to raise the children without her husband.
One.
Second advice, your stepchild, according to majority of people, see the stepchild as a burden.
Evil.
And as a cross. And they are saying she should have been grateful somebody even married her. If a stepchild of 15 did not complain for being raped, it means she accepted being raped.
It.
And there were several people reiterating this very ridiculous opinion.
So is the role we give marriage? I say marriage is everything. You know,
people say marriage.
Many people say it, and I'm thinking, and they're just overstating this thing. But I'm seeing it.
Human beings.
Like marriage is like everything. It's like
say Mariam. The typical African woman has been raised that marriage is the ultimate. We have been brainwashed that you can never be complete without marriage. We have been raised that it's marriage that gives you that self-esteem as a woman. So if you are in a situation where there is no man or covering over your head, You are useless. No matter your achievements, the society will see you as a failure. And that's why these women try as much as possible to hold this marriage so they can mortgage their children, it doesn't matter, and hold on to marriage. We have seen where a man sleeps with his own daughter, not step-o, and the woman will hide it because she wants to protect the marriage. So we need a lot of re-education to do. We need a lot of, every child, okay, let's take for instance, stepchildren are evil, for instance, and is this 15-year-old, maybe she don't wise from outside, came and seduced the man. If you, the adult, cannot resist and report her to her daughter and take her, you know, you didn't say anything. She enticed you, you enjoyed it, and now the blame is on the child. We need to do better as a society. And women, we are the ones, so we are the ones enforcing patriarchy. We are the ones. We are the ones that need to change. Let's not blaming the men. We are the ones. We need to talk to ourselves.
So Ugotina says, my dear, take your daughter away from your husband. Make her to tell every detail, or make her tell every detail about movements. As for your husband, admonish him, but try and forgive him. Build up your home for the sake of the rest of your children. Koforola said, please forgive your husband. This is a man that raped your first child. And women are advising you should forgive.
A pedophile.
I feel like, go back to your marriage. And please, don't take your daughter along. With you. Let your daughter live with anyone you trust in your family. God will help you out of a problem. The way we even bring God into a situation and say, pray about the marriage.
Something that you have already
out of a situation, any man, a 15-year-old child is not a child, yes, but she's still a child.
It's a child! It's a child!
No. Mariah,
it's a child, though. A 15-year-old is a child.
Based on Lagos.
No, it's a child.
Let me land my point. Okay. Let me land my point. We have senators marrying 13-year-old children in Nigeria.
That one is marrying children.
Let me land. Yes. The truth is, people marry 13-year-olds.
Absolutely.
They marry children.
That's a fact.
They are marrying children. Yeah. So, the fact that you say that, a 15-year-old have children. I have someone, I call her Auntie Grandma. She married at 13. She raised her children are doing so well. She had a last born at like 18. So, and she feels like she had a good life. So the reality might be different across different places.
Cultures, you're right.
So for some people, a 15-year-old is an adult. Because we have old men national assembly sleeping with 15-year-old. So
they're sleeping with children.
Wait, pause.
So when they say is a child, is not a child. Psychologically, a 15-year-old cannot make an informed decision for me because their brain is not formed enough to make that decision. So if a child willingly releases her body, let's even say that 15-year-old girl released her body to your husband and she had sex with she had intercourse with that man. You shouldn't now say, because all women, this girl, you should take her away. That girl needs to be mentally exposed to therapists, because for a 15-year-old to open up her body, willingly seducing a man, there's a problem. So it is not abandoning that girl. It is about rescuing that girl. And all the advice I've been seeing in this place, all the women were advising abandoning that girl. And that shows where we come from. You have a child and your thoughts is...
I haven't spoken, so let me just say.
Please, have your...
Oh, my God. But first of all, she's a child. A 15-year-old is a child. And anyone that's married to anyone, 15, 12, 13, you're married to a child. I don't even know if I should call it marriage. You have taken a child and you're sleeping with a child. That's what you're doing. Simple. Forget what our government or culture or whatever it is has tried to paint it. What they're doing is wrong, and I hope that very soon, that's why I think we need more women in there. If the men are not sure. But now, with this caliber of women, who knows? Is it women we should be asking for more? Anyways, we already know this is bad. I can see from all our expressions we agree. But I need to ask the men, when they read messages like this, what does it do to them? First of all, they are saying that you're so weak, you have no self-control, that when you see a 15-year-old child, you will be all over that child. We have to protect you from children. When men hear this, do they feel angry? Do they feel upset that you have decided to describe them as such? That they cannot, that the only way they are there is either they are pedophiles or they are rapists. They don't have sense. They are not adults. They do not think well. There's something, so wrong in our culture, so deep-seated in our culture that if it was one person that said it or two people that said it, I would say maybe upbringing. But obviously this is widespread. And this is 2022, human beings, 2022. We have a lot of work to do, and we need to speak up more on things like this.
On matters like this, I've hardly been speechless, but I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say because we try as much as possible to project women on this table, to assume that a lot of women, they kind of know what is right to do. When you hear comments like this, you feel like there are some serious layers of mental issues that we need to deal with women because, number one, the way they carry marriage, like it's marriage or nothing.
No, yes, no.
Because you're willing to sacrifice, as Dr. said, sacrifice a 15-year-old child because of marriage.
One man, old
because
man.
of marriage. Because of the institution of marriage. Save your marriage. Why? What? As much as marriage is great, and thank God we have good marriages.
At what
cost? At what cost should this thing be?
This marriage.
If a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old throws her body to you as a man.
Strip naked.
I have a very big baby who is going to be 13 next week. She is big. She looks 17, 18 already. If she throws her body to you as a man and you decide to touch her, you have a problem.
Yes.
You are a pedophile. It's a criminal act. You should be flogged. One of the reasons we don't have this passed as law and enforced is because our lawmakers are doing the same thing. And it's the women that are supporting them. Look at the caliber of women. Don't worry. She's already big. She's already wise. She's already
giving him fresh
exactly.
body. Can you imagine?
So we take the attention away from the victim. From the perpetrator to the victim. We blame the victim. You are blaming that girl now.
She did not wear underwear.
Follow her up. You don't know whether she'll go to the corner to see the husband. The focus, the blame, the insult, everything is on the victim. And that's why women like this don't come out. She will carry that thing for the rest of her life, and then she marries and she's having issues and issues and issues because the society has already condemned her for what she suffered from. That's wickedness.
Yes, we have read
wickedness
in the papers where a man will say 10-year-old seducing.
10, 5
years old. I'm screaming because I can't believe
it's
it.
annoying.
Let me take this call. I don't know what to say.
I better take the call.
Theo. Good morning, Theo. Are you there?
Good morning.
You're live.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. We keep going round and round with this issue. It's no matter how mature looking a child is, if a man sleeps with her, is that not statutory? It is crime now. It is statutory. Whether it's even the girl that seduces the man or not, the man should go to jail. It's simple. Because if we keep looking for excuses to say because the girl looks mature, or she was what has flunked herself or flunked herself as a man or whatever, we are not going to get out of this nonsense. Call a spade a spade. A man sleeps with somebody that's underage, that is statutory. He goes to jail. It's simple. Yeah. Thank you.
We need to call these women together. These women, somebody needs to call them for a meeting.
Can we talk about financial empowerment?
So we would have traced them and then we sit them down in the room and have
Can we talk about financial empowerment? Because many women suffer. Everybody, there was a consistent train of thought. She had mentioned in the beginning that she could not financially take care of the children she had. So everybody is now saying, how can you step out of that marriage without having financial help? So she was going to go back to that same marriage, even though she knew there could be risk of this man raping his own child. But because she did not have financial backing. Many people stay in abusive marriages because they don't have financial backing. Yeah. Can we start talking about letting women? No woman should stay in a marriage when you have a brain. You are dependent 100% on a man. It is wrong. And we must tell ourselves that. So let us begin to support women around to have their own, so that if they see something wrong, they have the wherewithal to step out of a danger zone.
And you start by making sure they go to school. You make sure that they get the jobs that you will promote them at their jobs for the job that they have done, and not say that because they are women, you're not good. So there's so many factors that keep disempowering women. And that's why a woman will find herself in a toxic situation like this and want to sort of make excuses for it. Yes. But in the end, as I always say, you make that decision.
So let me take this call. Let me pause your thought. I have Yomi. Yeah, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
You made a statement some times ago. Everybody frowned at you. That even your daughter, you're very careful of leaving you. Can you hear me well?
You have to bring that back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Go ahead, please.
You made a statement sometimes that you're very careful, even your daughter, your husband. Everybody frowned at you. And it's like you've done something, said something that is outrageous. In the 70s, I saw a man that slept with a girl of 6 years old in the early 70s. It has been there for long. It's just the social media is bringing it out. There is a family in where I come from that the man, which is like the stepfather, slept with the daughter, 13 years old. He gave birth. And it's like that in that generation now, 13, now, it says the call. Men, we should agree. Men should agree because there is a problem somewhere. They need to know there's a problem. 80% of them, sorry to use this language, they are in that problem fixed. So when they see a woman, they see a girl, they look like it is an adult. Do you understand? So it is a problem that they need to face. They shouldn't pass the blame on the girl.
Thank you very much, Yomi.
It's not even about that the child looks like an adult. It's just the fact that the person is sick.
But I wanted to say that all those, because I'm not financially empowered, that's why I'll just stay so that me and my other children don't suffer, is excuse.
Excuses.
They are just fake excuses. We've had people who they are the ones feeding the husband in the house. Yes. And this sort of thing happens and they still stay just to protect their so-called marriage. And so-called image, probably their so-called religion, lifestyle, culture, or whatever it is. It is evil. Let us call a spade a spade. You are not there because you cannot feed. You can carry the remaining children and go and find food. Go and hustle. No. Go and hustle. So if you cannot protect your own child, you're not worthy to have that child. You're not worthy to be a woman. Don't give me an excuse because your husband cannot pay your bills. Go outside and hustle. Carry your children on your back and go and sell something. Hustle. Anybody can hustle. Let's stop giving them room to, because I'm not financially empowered. What does it take? You don't have family members. Did you fall from the sky? Find somebody to help you. Cry out. People will help you. We contribute money to musicians to go and go to club and we cannot contribute. If we see that kind of case on this table, we'll fight it. So come out. If you're serious about protecting your child, protect your child. Don't hide under the cover if you don't have money. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't see. As I said, this is the first time I've been so
speechless.
I don't even know what
it was the comments of those women that shocked me.
I mean, I'm shocked.
You can't understand what
I have been. I mean,
so we need to address. It's culturally. Maybe.
Who do we blame for this? Is it the way we're raised? Is it our religious bodies? Is it what was being drummed into our heads? Is it the family culture? Is it just that fact that a woman is nothing, as you have said, without this thing called the covering of the marriage? So because these people are so interested in her keeping her
marriage is more important.
Protecting a 15-year-old child. So when you have so many women saying the same thing, if it's one person, multiple,
the marriage that they will still beat you tomorrow.
She took her children and left that man. She had the strength of will, even though she knew she could not afford to. But she reached out to a community of women that what should she do in this situation?
Going forward.
And all of them.
And they could not top the pain.
Said that she should go back to the house and abandon her daughter.
The pain is that they could not even gather money for her. So all these women that gave this
you say
examples now.
These are women. The ones that will shout and say you are the one that killed your son, your wife, I mean your husband, is women. Culturally, we need to work on our...
Papa, we need to make it another... We're going to revisit this issue.
Yes,
because I just saw a video, a message now from Temi Owasa. She's also she's an artist, a singer. She says, I was sexually molested, abused by my stepfather from age 11 to 17.
Poor child.
Yeah, and so we need to focus on the fact that how do we help
women sit down?
How do women... I don't even know what's...
Mariah, do you know, reading this, it just says to me, I don't know how many children are in homes right now that they are being abused by the person that is meant to protect them, and they are sitting down and watching. And I just hope that, you just know that you can reach out, and then we'll do all the necessary things that has to do with, putting you in touch with organizations and people that can help. Because we have heard stories here when people have told us about their own biological fathers doing this with them, biological parents doing this. So that's where we are, first of all. Then culturally, we'll deal with that as we keep talking. But for those who are in that situation right now, they need to find a safe place.
Okay, I think we can end on this. Have a great, it's Good Friday. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Bye for now.